Welcome back to Seekers of Sarmanath, everyone. The party has made its way down into Hawk's Hollow for the
as we're riding into town, I'm gonna hop onto the wagon and start taking my armor off before we get in there.
Okay.
And I'll tuck my holy symbol away as well. So I'm just kind of in plain clothes. I remove my mace as well.
Okay.
So that I guess I don't want anyone to know that I'm a cleric as we arrive in town.
You never do that though, right? Usually you're in full regalia.
Yeah, normally I go in with the full set.
I just
What are you?
I'm like, are you feeling okay?
Ashamed of burning bodies now, are we?
No, but I'm going to see if I can learn anything about this horned lord. I think we might have another rift cult on our hands here.
Alrighty.
And I imagine people are going to be much more talkative if they don't think they're talking to a father or burgess.
Alright. You de-armor and make yourself as plain as possible as you descend down the final bit of hill into Hawk's Hollow. There is a kind of wall, palisade, built around it on the flats. It is about 5 feet tall and kind of have spikes up, jutting outward. Not imposing walls of Sarmanath, but enough to keep, about a humanoid-sized creature out for a little bit. As you pass through the kind of open gates, there are hawkers and criers of street wares. But what you do notice is, unlike in Sarmanath, there are armed guards in Hawk's Hollow. There are people with just plain leather armor and spears. They have a shield kind of strapped to their back, not like in use. And there's a few of them. You see no more than 2 at this entry point. And as you kind of ride through town, listening to the cries of the vendors at this entrance from the old road, you see a few dotted here and there. All of them with a emblazoned insignia of a hawk on the breast of their armor.
Okay. So, what are your plans? I plan to go visit this tree. I feel like Rose would like to enjoy seeing a tree in the middle of a big city.
Can we talk to it?
Of course we can. I'm going to try to commune
You
with spirits
talk
there.
to the tree?
But you can talk to the tree.
Feel free. I'm going to park
Are you
up at
chuckling at me?
I would never.
I'm actually, that's actually Rose speaking to her party, but I appreciate the input, Greg.
No, I wouldn't dream of it, Rose.
Actually, with that joke, I would never. All he ever chuckles about is me. Okay, we know that now. Very good. Thank you very much. There goes my confidence about the trade.
I'm laughing with you, Rose, not at you.
I'm not laughing.
Anyways, I'm gonna park up at the.
This is my serious expression.
Anyways, I'm going to park up at the. I'm gonna park.
He's laughing. Do you hear him? He's laughing again. Is he laughing again? He's laughing again.
I believe he is laughing at you. He is.
Look. Anyways, I'm gonna park up at the inn, the one that most of the travelers stop at. I'm gonna see if I can learn anything about this horned lord.
Yeah, you find a number of inns hanging out inside.
I'm gonna go with
Hawk's
Tom.
Hollow.
Sure.
Look at Chandler. Don't let him get too drunk and burn the place down.
You find a particularly interesting looking inn, Tom. It calls out your name. There is a sign out front that calls it the Drunken Hunter, and it is a falcon that has its wing wrapped around a pristine bottle of booze, bubbles coming out of it. You smell delicious food and the rambunctious sounds of a bard and a dance floor. It seems quite the lively place as you stroll past it.
Perfect. Yeah, let's go in there.
All right.
I'm looking for something a little bit more on like the rowdy side, in particular. Like I'm looking for something that like you would expect, because these guys were all hunters, right? When they were out in the wilds. I'm looking for something that would be kind of the nicer places probably would not have a cult that I would imagine dedicates themselves to the wild.
Sure. This is the kind of tavern district of the city, right? This is where travelers come in and stay. This is where money is to be made. I wouldn't call this a dive or a hell or anything, but this is not a fine regal establishment for the nobles.
Perfect.
Right? This is for travelers and people entering the city. As you step inside, you're hit with a waft of the smell of fresh bread being baked, and you can see like roasting in either corner over large fires that go out into into chimneys in the night's air. You see catches of the day, a large hog being roasted with an apple in its mouth, a string of rabbits on the other side, being tended to by 3 kind of halfling-sized humanoids, though they look a little odd to you at first glance. There is, as I said, a large dance floor kind of in the middle of the tavern, with a bard playing away on a stringed instrument with a large bow, kind of stamping his feet. A great many of people have joined in. There are drinks being served round, barmaidens kind of twisting to and fro between the revelers to get to drinks.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, first up, before we start, I know about the gods in the region, right? Like the standard gods that people worship, and there's nothing that would match the Horned Lord, correct?
Nothing you've heard of.
Okay.
No.
So I'm going to start going into networking mode here, I guess. Okay. I'm gonna like start buying drinks and like talking to people and like getting to know them a little bit, and then I work into the conversation like, oh, have you heard anything about this Horned Lord? Like, we ran into some hunters on the road that were looking for a pig, and I didn't understand anything that was going on. They searched our cart, and I'll probably like talk about like they seemed very focused, and I don't mention that we killed them.
Alrighty, please give me a persuasion charisma check. Yeah, persuasion charisma. Or if you are trained in investigation over persuasion, I would accept that as well. Are you getting any help? Like, Janlar, you said you came into the bar with Tom. Are you attempting to chat up people as well?
Yeah, I would go with him and help chat up people with him and try to help. If we see anyone who's particularly important, or if we find someone that... I have one more casting of the detect box, so at some point I'm gonna cast it.
All right.
Okay.
I don't know when.
So if it seems like if we're making headway into somebody, like they seem like they know what they're
Either
talking
we're
about.
making headway, or if like after a few hours we're not making any headway. Either way.
All right. So it sounds like you're here more for the like actual investigation rather than the data finding. So Tom, go ahead and give me that roll.
That's a natural 20.
You are a natural-born party boy. You begin slinking your way into conversations, having dances with the barmaids, getting the little tidbits that you need to know. Eventually, you and Janlar find yourselves kind of towards the back, away from the dance floor. They're a party of grizzled, clearly hunters that are more locals, that just enjoy coming to this particular bar. They say it is for the stewed rabbit it is to die for. And they are all drinking, kind of quietly talking with themselves. But you know that if anybody were to know about the goings-on outside of town, this would be your crew to get in touch with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then. I don't know if we go up to them beforehand, and does he talk to them, and like, are we in a conversation with them, or are we...
Oh yeah, have we already initiated?
No, this is the information that you have gleaned from your dalliances in the bar.
Because I wouldn't want to just like cast a spell right in front of him. But...
Okay, so Tom will go up and try and, because he's mostly been starting to like getting to know people and then kind of casually transitioning into this like, oh, did you hear about what we ran to on the road? And so he'll go up and probably act a little more drunk than he is. He's probably been like playing it a little bit cool with drinking tonight. But he goes up and acts a little bit drunk and says, let me buy you some drinks, guys.
Oi, drinks you say?
Yeah. I motioned for the barkeep to bring some more over.
He whistles as well, waves his finger in the air, and sure enough, a barmaid comes rushing forward with a round of drinks. And he kind of points, the one who spoke up jabs his thumb over towards you, Tom, and says, "This one's buying us around to make it from the top shelf." She turns around with the drinks she had, comes back with a finer jug, and begins pouring
flashes
out.
A quick glance to Janlar, like, I'm gonna need your help tonight.
She begins pouring out a very like sweet smelling. Like as soon as it tips over from the jug, you see this kind of golden brown liquid fill their cups, and it immediately smells sweet of honey and fruit. She pours one for you and Janlar as well. The kind of gruff men smile, clink their glasses, begin sipping it down.
Tom sits down with them and starts, laughing a little bit, like, I haven't had such a fun night in a while. You know how to live it up in the inns here in Hawks Hollow.
No finer place than the drunkard hunter.
So what's your story? What are you guys up to around here?
We are hunters. We keep you fed. That stew, we provide the hawks for it.
Really?
We provide the rabbits for it. We wouldn't dare hunt a hawk. Sorry, I think the drink is getting to me.
I think it's getting to all of us at this point. It's getting pretty late in the night, isn't it?
He looks at you. He's like, "It is only shortly past supper."
Wow. Usually time flies when you're having fun, but I guess sometimes it comes to a standstill.
It gets quite dark here in the hollow. The mountains and the hills on either side block out the sun.
It's true, and perhaps I've had a little bit more to drink than I've bargained for.
Perhaps you'll need another round. It is good stuff, after all.
You know what? You may have a point. Let's. I motion for the counter again.
She comes back and just sets the jug on the counter.
How much is that round?
You ask, and she says, "Oh well, for the mead, it'll be 5 silver pieces per jug."
Perfect. I'll pay for both.
Thank you. It is good when the Lord's men
the
take care of this
responsible-
ahead of time. Sometimes the drunker they get, the less they want to pay. She smiles at you and then flits off.
I'll tip her a silver piece as well.
She gives an embarrassed kind of bow and quickly pockets the silver before flitting off.
Knowing that Janlar's here with me with his detect thoughts available, I'm probably going to be a little bit bolder than I usually am. I'm going to say, if you guys are hunters, do you know anything about this horned lord business going on around town? We ran into a group that were looking for some kind of pig for a horned lord. I don't know what's going on with that.
Oh, well, you ran into an interesting lot. Good thing that you kept your heads about you. They're bandits outside in the sea of grass. They occasionally have made a stop by Hawks Hollow. I don't know much about this horned lord fellow, but they all wear the skulls of animals that they have butchered. Large horns. They've been really more of just a nuisance, I would say, but the recent times have seen them become a bit bolder. I've even seen them accost people on the roads.
Interesting. Bandits, you say? They didn't seem to be doing the standard brigandry. They inspected our cart even. They were just looking for a pig. One of the most bizarre encounters I've ever had on the road.
Pig, you say? I didn't old Terran have a pig? It's like, and
A crepuscular pig? What was it, Janlar?
Yeah. Oracle pig.
Oracle pig. No.
I don't know
The other one kind of nods slowly. One of the friends at the table hasn't said much. Takes a long swig. He says, indeed. There's a farmer who lives not too far outside of Hawks Hollow. Less than a mile away. Has a bit of land. He claims that some old sow of his can tell the future. Is charged for readings before. Terran is his name. Has a bit of a strange reputation around here. But all things said, I think he's a good man.
Interesting. It's well. Sorry, I've interrupted your night. I think I've had a little too much to drink, and I'll kind of like dizzily stand up from the table and say, "Well, you can keep drinking if you want, Janlar, but I think I'm gonna go lie down for a bit."
Chandler's a lightweight. He had 2 drinks. He's also pretty drunk. But yeah, yeah. So lie down sounds great. I'll help you.
You lot have a great night. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Ah, very good, very good. Anytime you want to buy a round of drinks, we're always willing. And they sip down some more of their sweetened ales and wines and let you mosey on off.
Yep. I'll probably head upstairs. I assume we got a room at this place.
You could, yeah.
Yeah.
You have a brief chat with one of the owners, and they will sell you a room. Do you want it for the 5 of you or just yourself?
I don't know what they're doing. I'll probably just get it for myself. If there's like a 2-person room, maybe I'll get Janlar in on it. But they might be sleeping in a tree or something. I don't really know what they're up to tonight.
All right.
I assume Faye's gonna sleep outside.
For a room for just you and Janlar, it will cost you 2 silver a night.
Okay. So I'll take care of that room, and then
Might want to put Gorik in a room too.
where is Gorik? I think he went with you guys.
Gorik is following Rose to talk with Tree. I am very impressed. It seems that she is some kind of tree kin. I would like to learn more about this.
On the way back up to our room, Janlar would mention to Tom that the hunter knew more than he was letting on.
Really? Do you want to go see if you could learn some more?
No. While we speak. Well, I mean, we have another lead. He knows of a friend named Wathan.
Wheaton?
I'm not even gonna tell you. I'm just gonna let you butcher it.
It's difficult. Okay. He didn't know how to think it in his head.
You're like, what's my friend's name? What?
He was drunk. It came off kind of weird.
It came off weird.
I didn't know drunkenness slurred your thoughts.
Apparently it does. My thought, I was pretty drunk. Still pretty drunk.
Yeah, Tom's probably like very rapidly sobered up now that we're in the hallway.
And Janla's actually drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, this G-Wathane feller he joined the Horned Bandits.
Interesting. Wathan, you say?
Yeah.
Well, that gives us 2 leads to follow up on. I hate to get dragged into business, but the Horned Lord just gives me an eerie feeling, you know?
I
You
agree.
heard Lord in the title, and you were like, I need to crush this cult.
This is a cult. It's heresy.
It's the most clerical thing it's the most clerical thing he does, right?
Yeah.
It's the only chemical thing he does.
I mean, he burns bodies too.
Yeah. I set things on fire. I'm very inspired.
I mean, me and Tom have been rolling around together for a pretty good time now, with Rose. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, stop adding me the fact that I keep dying, okay?
I just mean we ran from orcs together, you know.
I agree. If you want to let in for a good night kiss, I think now's the time. You know, I can mistake it in the morning. You can just play it off cool, like.
Hey, I was gonna say he was detecting thoughts on that pretty barmaid.
Anyway, Greg, what I was wondering is, has the Silver Lord been depicted at all with horns in any of the images?
No.
we saw?
No,
Mhm.
he is not.
I mean,
so
if it's not rift magic, then I suppose it's none of our business. But there's just a little bit of concern I have here. As seekers, I think it behooves us to investigate further.
I agree. After the last time we looked down upon hearing about some unknown lord, it came back to bite us. So I think we should definitely look into it this time.
Mm-hmm.
all right, and with that, let's flit on over to Rose and Meldarian and Gorik. You were going into the center of town to see this large tree. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
All right, so you go down into the center of Hawks Hollow, and you find that it is all built around this kind of central tree. You leave the squawking of the kind of merchant quarter behind you, where the travelers come in. Go through more residential district, and find yourself kind of in the center of a quieter town now that the sun is set. The stars above you shine bright in the sky, and you see this oversized willow tree. It stands, now that you are beneath it, at least 50 feet tall. The trunk of it at the very base is about 10 feet around, and it has large spines of branches going in every which way that kind of cover the kind of park that is built around it. There's the small grasses that are well kept. And as you look up into the branches, you see that they are heavy, not with leaves this time of year, but with trinkets. There are small, like ropes and silks tied with little metallic, sometimes bones, sometimes other trinkets. They seem very personal in nature, and it is just littered with it. The branches hang heavy with them as you look up into the tree.
It's a guardian tree, I say.
That's cool. I wonder what
It guards the dreams of people. It's gonna be a very interesting tree.
Well, it sounds very interesting indeed. Have you run into guardian trees before?
Well, there are different kinds of guardian trees. Some of them are sentient, you know. They are really, really impressive. Some of them can get a little bit angry sometimes because, you know, they guard things, so you're not really supposed to just walk there and talk to them, but I think this one would be fine. I mean, they are all by themselves as well. There's no other big tree around. I hope they're not lonely here.
Did not know that trees would grow lonely. Gorik's voice is harder to do than I thought.
You'll need to practice your Russian accent, my friend.
I mean, I guess I never really thought about it, but Spriggans, we can be lonely sometimes.
I guess I
When
don't
we're-
think of you as a tree.
Oh,
I just look at her, then look at him.
what?
Are you blind, old man?
What? Well, what do you think of me as?
Well, it is late. A person.
Oh, where's the difference between a tree and a person then?
Well, we walk and talk and eat and feel.
Oh, trees feel as well.
Interesting.
We're getting way too deep in philosophy right now. Are we going to get free?
Well, okay. And I'm gonna pluck out one of my hairs, which has grown very, very brownish. Like, you know, the tip has always been a little bit red, but it's grown very brownish lately because seasons change, right?
Right.
And she's gonna take it out, and it is, if you look at it, it doesn't really look. It's much thicker than a hair, right? It's more like a grassy kind of
Uh-huh.
a grass thing. And then she rubs it between her hands. She's like, pretty sure he was making fun of me. And then I'm gonna just blow into my hands, and it's like a gust of wind that just, you know, gently shakes the leaves of this tree. Like, much stronger than just a breath could do it, right? But it's just like a very gentle, it's like a gust that wakes up the tree.
You hear like
That's
a
what it
light
looks-
jingling as this happens too, as all the myriad of trinkets kind of clatter against each other, very musically in nature as this happens.
And I cast Speak with Plants.
Excellent. What do you say to the tree?
I'm gonna say, good evening, old one. I hope you don't mind waking me up. Me waking you up. Sorry. I'm a little nervous. It's been a while since I talked to another tree.
Good evening, sapling. It has indeed been long since I conversed with another. What
Rose immediately relaxes. It's been a while since somebody has... tree people are a little bit more relaxed, and trees are a little bit slower, right? And everything in the human world is very fast-paced, right? And she's sped up a lot since Sabbath, but it just immediately relaxes. She's like, oh, okay. Right.
What brings
You're a guardian tree, right? I see the trinkets hanging in your branches.
Yes. Those in the town here place their trinkets upon me. I believe they think that it is an offering to the birds above. But I hold them, their hopes and dreams and wishes, year after year.
Is it sometimes hard to hold all these dreams and wishes for other people?
They are quite heavy. My branches bend, but my will is strong enough. I have not dropped one that I can recall, and I recall a great long time.
Are you lonely all by yourself here?
I am not alone. Every day, young ones come. They place things upon my branches. They pray, maybe not to me, but I am never alone. Though very few come and talk to me. It has been long since I conversed.
I'm not great at conversation, so I'm sorry about that.
Neither am I.
Is there maybe any wisdom you can share with me? You've been around for such a long time. And I'm still learning so much about this region. You know, I'm a druid, and I'm a druid of the grasslands, but I don't come from here. I left home.
Sometimes the seed will fly far from home, but even in unfamiliar surroundings, the tree always grows tall. Dig your roots deep in whatever you may find yourself in. Drink from the nutrients of those around you. The friends and people in the grassland can grow you just as strong as those in the forest.
I guess that's right. You never really stop learning, do you?
I hope that sounded deep.
It sounded very wise to me, and I think that's what mattered.
I am a young tree still. I have only seen 400 summers. But
I'm
whatever
an
wisdom
even
I can
younger
give
tree.
you, it is yours.
Do you guys have any questions? I say, and I turn around, and I realize I can't even hear him speak. I'm like, I could translate if you want to.
By the time you've turned around, I'm not actually just standing there waiting for you. I'm probably kneeled already at the tree, doing my own thing. I've got my sword
Okay.
behind me. I'm like on my knees. Like,
What are you doing then?
like, I'm doing some spirit praying sort of thing. Embracing my totem.
Okay. Oh, I see. You're
Spirit.
praying to the spirit of the wolf.
Yeah.
I thought you were just saying I do generic spirit stuff.
No.
All right.
Just trying to communicate with the other spirits of this area that aren't trees.
All right. How do you commune with the wolf that you
I think
have
it's
taken?
kind of like he sits there and he obviously, I don't wear armor, so I don't have to take my armor off. I just like take off my sword off my back and I put it behind me, and I'm kneeled down and I guess I'm holding the totem that I made when I did my spiritual awakening doohickey, and
What does your totem
really
look
did.
like?
It is a piece of, I'm gonna say bone, that I hand carved in the image of the spirit that I communed with for the first time.
Ah.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there with that, and I'm probably wrong thing. Don't touch that. Yeah, I'm talking like I'm just muttering to myself, really.
Okay. Okay.
Seeing if anything comes to life. Like, I think I can just sort of, I don't know how that works, but like, yeah, just talking in general to the spirits. I'm expecting like a hawk or something to come around because this is their kind of domain.
It turns out that hawks hunt kind of in the dawn and the day, occasionally at dusk. Hawks don't hunt at night. So as the sun has set, the hawks are gone from Hawks Hollow, off to their mountainside homes. Gorik looks at you when you turn around and say, "Do you have any questions?" He says, "No, I do not have any questions for the great tree. None that I can think of."
Well, then.
After some time, I guess you spend conversing with the tree, and
I have 10 minutes. I would like, as long as we can still speak, I'm going to compliment the tree and tell it that it's a very beautiful tree.
Why, thank you. Given a few hundred summers, I am sure you will turn into a grand, beautiful tree as well.
I will try my best.
Grow well, sapling. Grow well.
As you reply to that, you just hear Sambar, like, I think he's hitting on you.
Sandbar is not hitting me, we're just talking.
No, not like
But
that.
everything is about violence.
Interested in you.
Well, he's pretty interesting as well.
Oh god, I forgot what it's like. Never mind. I'll explain this to you later. Okay, I don't want to the truth.
He's not hitting, we're just talking. It's the best thing ever. So after some time, you spend about 10 minutes there. You see what looks to be someone who is dressed as a priest. They have kind of the flowing robes that you would come to expect. They have a hood that kind of comes up, and it looks like that of a hawk. That gives them those features, but they don't have that up right now. It just is behind them on the back of their head. They approach slowly and kind of smile and look to the three of you and say, "It is not often that we get visitors to Hawks Hollow stop by the tree here. Do you have memories or wishes that you wish to give up to the great avian?"
Memories to give up? I ask, and I nervously touch my neck where my rose is.
She points to the branches above you and says, "We here give up memories to honor perhaps loved ones dead, help them move on. Perhaps wishes or hopes that we want the guidance of Avia to help us with. We will put them on the great tree here, the highest point in the hollow. Occasionally, the prophets of Avia will come down from the mountains, select one to take up with them, give to Avia for her guidance."
Sambar just goes, "Don't you dare put me down."
I think I still have to carry my memories around with me. I don't think I'm ready to let go yet.
Fair enough.
Is that okay?
Yes, of course, of course. If you did not have trinkets ready, I merely would have offered to help you fashion them. Like I said, visitors to the town don't often come here.
Well, it is a very beautiful tree, I have to say that.
It is. It is. Fashioned with the hopes of a whole city. Do you have lodgings for the night? You could come stay at the Temple of Avia.
As
Look at the others.
As she says that, I think I'm done muttering to myself. That would be great.
Excellent, excellent. We would be happy to have all of you. Come, if you would follow me, I will introduce you to the priests. And you are led, like, kind of out away from the tree after given plenty of time to finish doing whatever prayer or speaking that you would do. And you are introduced to, like, a kind of open-air temple. There is a series of walls and a big dome, but the dome itself would be missing, right? If you see like a domed building, but the roof is there, but the dome itself is just open, would be gone, so that you could look up into the mountains. You see that this is almost looks directly upon like one of the tallest peaks. They smile and explain that this is so that you can view the prophets of Avia as they fly about the day. There are a bunch of priests here, probably no more than 10, going about their days. They offer you food and drink and a quiet table to talk with for the night, along with a clean dormitory for each of you.
This is a nice place.
Most religious folk are. I know Tom doesn't seem it, but most are. Like, look at Gorik. He's a lovely old man. I mean,
Flashback to the scene back down in the grave where he turned his eyes back and I just got frightened. I'm like, yeah, lovely. He's lovely. Very good. And then back to Tom with his flaming tree. I'm like, yes. Maybe I should put up a memory on that tree. Just letting go of things, you know? Bad memories. What is I'm gonna lean into Gorik. I'm like, so what is Avia the god? This
I guess I am just as good as a DM input as anyone else here. Avia is the local god of Fox Hollow. I have heard of it from the priests I just talked to extensively, and it seems that Avia is the goddess of the skies, of hope, and of memory. It seems that she remembers those who have forgotten, or those who have passed on, I believe you would say in this tongue. And she is also the goddess of hopes and dreams.
Wait, when you say memory, just of people we lost, or also for people who lost their memory?
I imagine it would be okay to pray for her for both.
I was gonna say.
Maybe we should tell Jenla about this. I'm not sure if Jenla is a religious person.
Perhaps.
You know, it's not polite to talk about religion, but I think maybe you should have this talk with him. You're a cleric, right? That's your job, to talk about religion?
Well, yes. It is one of my duties to
Great.
guide those.
It's settled then.
Ah. I will get in touch with my player character and see if we will have this discussion.
Are the rooms also without a roof? Is it like all just
only the central area where there
Right.
would be a dome, but it is gone. Everything
Right.
else is under a roof. It's like a central viewing area. I explained
And we
this
don't-
is a domed architecture, but there is no dome, so like I'm
Right.
silly,
Right.
I guess.
No, it's fine. Like, in my mind, it made perfect sense,
Good.
Greg. Don't even
Yes,
worry about it. I was
good.
like, yeah, of course, this is what it's like. And then you're like, oh, there's no dome, you can't see it. I was like, oh, I get it. Okay. Yeah, in my mind, it was all there. No worries.
When we're done, like, traversing, I want to talk to one of the priests / priestess. I wanted to know if they have their own barbarians that believe in the Avian one. I'm sorry. I'm really bad with names.
As far as I
Avia?
As
Avia,
far as
thank
I know, barbarians worship a kind of spiritual connection with nature, animals. I believe if you want to follow the ways of a goddess, you would become a cleric. We,
Yep.
of course, would welcome you into the fold if you would wish to learn of the teachings of Avia.
I think I'm okay. I've got my own problems that I need to remember. Wait a minute.
Well,
Maybe
let
you
Avia...
can.
Oh,
Maybe you can help me.
then
I
will...
don't know my family name. Would she know my family name?
Avia is the guardian of memories. I believe if you could commune with her, perhaps she would tell you. There is
Give
no
me the
doubt that
closest
she
point to your
knows.
god. I need to go there.
She kind of seems flustered for a moment, and then kind of inclines her head to the top of the mountain. Says, well, her domain is the sky. Her prophets fly through it. The closest point, in a physical sense, might be the top of the mountain.
How long does it take to get up there? Have you done it before? Have you done it before? I need to know these things.
I have not climbed the mountain, no, my friend.
Fuck.
Language, you are in a temple, sir.
Sorry. I'm like really deep in thought. I'm like, sorry. I'm like, here. Sorry for the cursing. And I'm just gonna hand her a gold piece. And then go back to sit with Rose.
Goes into the swearing jar.
The temple accepts your alms. Alrighty. And with that, a new day rises in Hawks Hollow. The five of you can wake up and recommune. What is it that you are going to do now that you've made it to Hawks Hollow? Are we moving on, or what's the plan?
We learned some interesting things about this group that served the Horned Lord. Apparently, they're known as bandits around town. I mean, they didn't seem to be engaging in actual banditry when we met them, but that's what they're known as, the locals here. Apparently, that oracular pig is some sort of oracle pig that a farmer named Terran or something like that has at his farm. I thought we could go pay him a visit today.
Okay. We came into the knowledge of the local, I don't know what you would call it. The local religion believes that their god can give memories back.
Oh?
Or is a god of memories. And
To be
dreams.
fair, the priestesses were clear that she is guardian of memory. It is a domain of hers. Whether or not she gives it back, you might consider miracle? I do not know.
I'll take a miracle.
Are you looking to recover some memories?
Me, yes, different story. But, Chandler, how's your memory going, buddy?
Not the greatest.
See?
I see what you're getting at now.
I wonder if I won't be able to get those back, though, because they may have been taken by someone.
Well, it's this goddess's thing to protect them memories. So, maybe you can just accuse her of doing a shit job.
Yes, that usually works out very well. I find...
No.
I don't know. You could try making some sort of offering. Worst case scenario, you walk out with your pockets a little bit lighter.
I agree. She'll definitely make an offering tonight, at least to protect the memories I do have left. We also may want to make an offering for our fallen companions.
Oh, I've done that at all of their funerals.
Is he
Indeed.
talking about me, Rose? Because I'm right here.
Oh no, you're not fallen. You don't count. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
we
you.
didn't do it. We never did a funeral for Sandbar. There was no
damn
body
right.
to burn.
Thank God. I didn't want to be burned. I want to be taken back home. Oh,
I
don't
could
tell
still
my
take you
mom.
back home.
No, don't tell my mom. I didn't die falling in a pool. All right, I'm gonna find a way to get my body back. I'm fine.
Could you
I
imagine
just-
being the parents of this guy? He's like, I'm gonna go out and become a seeker. You're like prodigal son with like 2 natural 18s, and then like a few months later, you get the news like, your son died. He fell in a pool.
He jumped in a pool. He didn't.
Try this. He just sent them a letter about all of the things he did and sent them trinkets of everything he's done. and saying how excited he was to tell them all the stories next time he came home, and now he's dead.
Well, they could pick up the mace.
Yeah, nah. Okay. So, what are we doing?
I think we should go pay this farmer Terran a visit.
Okay.
Do be careful about revealing too much information. I think there's a chance he may be in league with these horned lord people. We should avoid revealing too much.
I mean, how else are you going to ask somebody if their pig can see the future? I can't imagine any way of dialogue that's gonna lead there.
Well, no, I'm going to ask about the pig. I meant more, don't bring up the horned lord group or our encounter with them right away. I think it might be best if we play that one a little bit closer to the chest around him.
Played it closer to the chest. Got it, I said. I start leafing through my book.
Just let me do the talking, Rose.
As you start saying that, like, it's a card game metaphor, so that they can't see what you're planning.
Right.
Metaphors.
Starts looking up metaphor.
I was ready for her to say, what's a card game?
Yeah, I don't think Rose is the kind of person you'd play a card game with, right? It's like, can you imagine her at
you probably got introduced to card games when you were inducted to go into Bloody Bows with Tom.
She probably was, but I think she was terribly at doing the poker face because she felt so bad, to lie to people. Yeah. She was just like.
You look at a good hand and your eyes just go like.
Yep.
Like, right. Is this a good hand? And they're like, fuck's sake, and they all throw their cards down.
So, the 5 of you make your way to Terran's outside of town?
Yeah.
Alright, so you make your way through the city, to the north side of town towards the Sea of Grass, but not in the actual Sea of Grass itself. There is some farmland. And so you make your way outside the palisades of the city, and leave behind kind of the clamor and screeching of hawks as they descend down from the mountainside at dawn. And you make your way a couple of miles out into some farmland. It is not fields of waving wheat at the moment, as we're into the winter months fully now. It largely is plowed and worked land, but has nothing growing in it as of now. And you make your way to a kind of large farmhouse, having taken directions from your hunters the night before. You know which one to go to. And you come across a kind of empty scene in front of you. You knock on the door to hear no sound. You see a barn some ways probably 100 feet or so from the farmhouse itself. As you call out the Terran's name and kind of look around, you get no sign of him here at what would be his home.
I'm gonna push on the front door. Does it open?
The front door is locked as you push on it. It doesn't just immediately swing open.
One moment, and I just nudge the door with my shoulder.
All right, give me a strength check as you try to bust in this door.
Can I use athletics?
Sure. Yeah, if you're trained in athletics, go ahead and get a proficiency bonus there.
Beast. Never mind.
Meldarian pushes on the door, then rams his shoulder into it and comes away smarting. Oh, yeah. Oh, damn.
I'm not Sandbar.
I just can't. You didn't think that one through too much, did you?
I'm gonna walk up next to him. I'm gonna look at the two of them. I'm gonna knock at the door.
You knock.
Hello?
Wait some time.
Anybody home?
No response. That goes back to you.
So the farm seems kind of eerily empty, right?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we should definitely. I'd play it a little bit quieter, Rose. I'm a little bit worried that something bad has happened here.
We'll check the barn. They took a pig, right?
All right. As you make your way some 100 feet away from the manor house here, I say manor house, but from the farmer's house, you find a barn. As you approach it, Goric, Rose, and Tom. Meldarian, what is your passive perception? Just
Passive perception is 12.
12. Yeah, okay. So, Goric, Rose, and Tom, you are quick to realize as you're making your way there that the barn has been broken into. Not in the front, where I guess that Janlar and Meldarian are walking towards the front of the barn, but in the back. You see that while it is hastily covered up by some hay, there are broken boards about 5 feet high and a few feet across that have been hastily covered up. And it seems that some entrance was broken into the barn.
Okay. Can I see? So it's been like covered up, right?
Yeah, hastily by the square kind of hay bales.
Can I see? Is there any sign of like how long they've been there? Like if this happened today or if it happened?
Sure. Yeah. You think back to your knowledge of farming and the hay and its quality, and you think that this could have been no more than a week since. Like that would be the longest you think this would have stayed here in this condition.
Is the barn empty other than the sign of a break-in?
You go inside. I
assume the door was open, but yeah.
You pull the barn door open, take the kind of log off of it, swing it open, to find that the barn is a mess inside. Stables are broken, hinges torn off. There are no animals to be found other than the corpses of 3 horses. They seem to have had broken legs and were put down. You see the heavy slash of a weapon that has put them down. But otherwise, the barn is stale and smells of dried blood and hay. With no other animals to be seen. It seems to have been fairly ransacked. You see the hole in stark relief in the back of the barn with the hay bales covering it up.
Okay, and it looks like the hay bales had not been set up like you said within a week, but probably more than like a day, right?
That's about what you think, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn Janlar and say I think this Terran fellow might be in league with these bandits.
I've got the feeling they took his shit.
Well, no, because they were looking for it yesterday. Remember?
I'm wondering if maybe they, as Meldarian is saying, maybe they did steal it and somehow it got away.
I guess that's possible.
Maybe we
It's
should
not
ask.
very. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
It's not very good at, telling the future if it didn't see that one coming, is it?
Can't
Well, maybe
really tell anybody. It's in a pen,
It's,
right? And it's a pig. It's not like it can talk. And if it can talk, let's go talk to a pig. Maybe there's some tracks I can follow.
Well,
I mean, how else would it tell the future?
Look,
though?
let's go check out this house. I'm worried about what fate befell this farmer if he isn't in league with the Horned Lord.
Got an axe?
I agree. We should check out the house and then.
I can open the door. Probably it's just barred from the inside, right?
Or latched, something like that, most likely.
Are the windows all closed, Greg?
You step out of the barn, take a look at this farmer's house. You do find windows in the kind of traditional style of people who live out in the country. There are iron bars on them, and the iron is rung with salt to keep out potential fey critters or fairies or pixies that might mess with them. You do see that there is a bowl of milk that is sat out, but it seems to have been sat out for a decently long period of time. The milk is I don't know how long milk sours IRL, but this is sat out in like a winter day. This is sat out for more than a day or two for sure.
That should be right.
Would I turn into a mouse and try to squeeze through like a little slit or through a window or through something?
You absolutely can try. You shapeshift into a mouse and make your way up to the window with the iron bars. You find that, like most kind of old-timey, there are iron bars in the windows. There's these wooden kind of latches, right? They swing in and out. You nudge it with your mousy form, squeezing in between the iron bars. The window swings open. It was not latched before it left, and it pushes inwards. You crawl your way inside, kind of the living quarters of this farmer's home. It is dark and unlit from the outside. You see that the home is not in disarray, is not broken and in shambles the same way that the barn was. But you don't immediately see anyone or any sign of the owner here.
Right. Could I try to make my way, like, if I, run across, I run down the wall, and then I just run across the walls? And could I find my way back to the entrance where the door is?
Yes. You quickly find your way back to the entrance. You see that the door is indeed latched shut, with a brass latch up at the top. A line of salt carefully strewn across the bottom of the door.
Well, I will turn back into my normal form, and I'm gonna open the latch and open up the door.
All right. The door swings open. Rose stands inside looking at the three of you as light shines into this kind of abandoned home for the first time in a while.
After you.
Come in.
Thank you. I didn't want it to stand out here all day.
You see a very standard looking farmhouse, right? There's a small stove in one corner, a fireplace with a chimney that is unlit, the ash in it long cold. There's a small staircase leading up to a bedroom with shelves for clothes. Seems that whoever lived here alone. There is not much in the way of personal belongings. As you investigate the home, you do find up in the bedroom area a small brass tube that inside hold wooden sticks that are carved with different runes and symbols on them. They give you the feeling of a set of divination tools.
So he was a fake, wasn't the pig?
Well, I mean, he might have held on to the tools himself, right?
Well, I mean, he might also be the diviner, and the pig was fake, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I don't know. I mean, why do we think the pig is fake?
Looks at the tools.
Yeah, so, I mean, presumably he interacts with the pig in order to get the divinations.
Sure. Okay.
I don't know. I don't see how divination tools makes the pig. Anyways, look, we're getting sidetracked. Let's see if there's any sign of what befell this farmer here.
Okay. I guess.
Well, the door's locked from inside. Surely there's somebody still in here, right?
This door was locked, latched from the inside. But as you make your way through the house, you find a back door that is left ajar.
Nice! Nailed it.
Okay. Is this like a one-story or a two-story building?
It's a small two-story building. There's upstairs. There's really just a single room.
Okay, I figure that's probably where the bedroom is.
That's where the bedroom is. Downstairs, a small living quarters. The kind of like a stove, some small furniture, a pantry, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
The fireplace.
Well, I guess we could see if he was literate, and I'm gonna head upstairs and start looking through his room, see if I can find a journal or anything of the sort.
Go ahead and give me a perception check, I guess all of you, as you attempt to glean any additional information from this man's home, investigating it for clues.
I don't see shit.
I don't either.
Wow, 2 natural ones.
Gotta get them out early.
There we go.
We get into
Oh my goodness. Oh, 2 natural ones, a 2, and a 24. Your friends are stumbling around, looking in his room, just not finding anything, Rose.
if you can't see, just put on a torch or something.
You spend some time investigating this pantry area, and you find your way to the fireplace. And inside the fireplace, you find a balled up, half-burned piece of parchment underneath the cold ash. When you unravel it and take a look at it, you see in scrawled handwriting, jagged and unnatural looking almost. You see a half threat. The words are marred in places, and some of it's been burned away. But what you find implies that the pig will be ours, old man. You will give it up, or we will take it from you. There's more in there, but the state of the message is such that is really all you can infer from it.
Right then. Tom, you want to have a look at this? Not the fireplace, just the parchment.
I'll look over the parchment and say, Well, I guess he's most likely not in league with them, but then what happened to the farmer? We didn't find a body, did we?
Maybe he just ran.
I
I
guess.
could have taken him.
That's also possible. What was your lead, Janlar? That wheat thin character?
1 second. Gwithane. Gwithan? Am I muted? No, I'm not muted.
No, you're not muted. I'm not bailing you out.
You're not bailing me out. I can't spell it. Whatever. I mean, I can't. It's Gwathin.
Guathine?
Yeah.
You're asking a dyslexic guy. There's no way I can read it.
Look, Janlar lifted some additional information from the man I spoke to about this last night. Apparently, this Gwathin character joined up with the bandits.
Indeed.
Okay. Why didn't we just follow that lead?
I figured the farm was a good place to start.
All right, let's head back to town, I guess, and follow that lead.
We could also... I mean, do we not want to look for tracks?
I guess that could be.
been a couple days.
I don't know how to track. Do you know how to track?
Yes, I do know how to track,
Okay.
and she is a druid.
Do druids know how to track?
I mean,
She could.
I
turn
learned a
into-
little bit with Samba. He showed me a few things.
Damn right, I know what I'm doing.
Can we use Sandbar to track as the mace? Like,
He does have
like a metal
true sight.
detector.
like if you hold out Sandbar. And,
If you hold
You have
Sandbar
plus
the
8
whole
survival,
time,
people, but I appreciate
you're
your
plus
trust
eight.
if
in
you
me.
hold out Sandbar the whole time, you can definitely take advantage on your tracking checks. If you use Sandbar like a magical divining rod,
Absolutely.
I will give you advantage.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, Rose, hold me out. Let's do this thing.
Right. What do you think? I think maybe this way. Well, what tracks do we want? Do we want the pig? Do we want the bandits? Are we looking for one
Look for
single man?
It's probably a group of humans who came to take the pig, and I doubt they let the pig walk on its own. So
Okay.
I guess a group of human tracks.
So we're gonna
Oh.
follow human tracks until they turn into horse tracks. Then we're gonna follow the horse tracks. Horses are heavier, and they're probably carrying animals, so the hoof prints are gonna be deep. So we're gonna follow them. They don't go away very quickly, so we got this. Just need you to
But
look.
the people were looking for the pig, right? I don't think the pig is with them.
I reckon they stole it, became stupid, and like tied it to something, and it got away.
They could have gotten it back to the group proper before it somehow escaped. Either way, I think following them might get us the direction of their encampment.
Well, okay, fair enough. I'll
If
get on
these tracks
Samba.
lead us back to the pyre that we made yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, I want to have a check for tracks in general, Greg. Like, what can I even find? you know.
So what I want you to do then is I want you to make your tracking check. Let's go ahead and call it survival wisdom because I believe that is what the game calls it. So go ahead and give me a survival wisdom check at advantage while you use Sambar to scout.
25.
Oh, yeah, we got this.
Oh, you find 3 distinct sets of tracks in this area. The first set of tracks leading out of the barn seems to be the oldest set of tracks, and they are a single set of pig tracks. They are racing out away from the barn and down seemingly towards the sea of grass to the west, back towards the old road. The second pair of tracks you find are heavy human steps, deep and thick, and they lead up to the barn where the smashing happens, where the hole in the back of the barn is, and then they return to they walk up to the house, the back door, and then leave out to the sea of grass to the east. And there is a third and final pair of tracks, human footprints, softer, lighter tread that lead from the house and then out into the sea of grass proper.
Right, but they're all leading to the same area of the sea of grass, because first you said west, right, and the other tracks were east?
Correct.
Right, and the last track that I found, the light ones, were they going east or west?
So, pig, west in the sea of grass,
Yep.
out this way, beyond the hills.
Yep. Are you pointing at
4
things?
Yeah, I'm clicking. Boop. Big black circles.
Yes.
Okay. Tracks leading east into the sea of grass this way are the heavy sets of human footprints. More than one. Many. And then the third set is easily lost once you track it out away from the farm into kind of the fields. The tracks are less heavy. They were going out into the sea of grass.
Right.
So this is where Sambar's like, okay, this is what I got while you were waving me around. So, bandits came in. They tried stealing the pig. Pig already failed because it's a crazy, like, oracle pig. It headed into the sea of grass. Then the bandits came, had a look, peeked in on the old man sleeping, and then they fucked off back to their place over in the sea of grass on the east. And then old boy woke up. He was like, where'd my pig go? And he went and followed the pig. So let's go follow the pig. Or we could follow the really heavy bandit guys and just murder them all in their sleep. I feel like they deserve to be murdered in their sleep. I'm ready. And you just see me-
Okay, thank you, Sam. I'm just gonna put you down for a second. I'll be right back.
Sambar just starts vibrating.
So, and I'm just gonna relay the tracks to them. I'm not gonna be like, if we catch up with them, we could probably murder them all. So I'll just be like, yeah, these are the tracks I found.
Well,
So
if
I
we
don't
catch
think
up with
they
them, we could
stole the
probably
pig.
murder them all.
Like,
I agree.
maybe you really should get the mace. I don't know. That doesn't feel right, does it?
Well, the tracks from the bandits are very heavy set, right? We could probably follow them in the near future if we chase after this pig as well.
Shouldn't we try to protect the farmer and the pig, though? Isn't that more important?
I think it is more important to find the bandits.
Personally, I don't care much about an oracle pig or for the farmer. I want to find out more about this group and make sure it's not tied to rift magic.
Indeed, I'm more worried about the Horned Lord than anything else.
If we can help the farmer, that's good, but I wouldn't... We shouldn't overlook the forest for the trees. I think we need... I'd say investigating this group is a top priority.
Well, I'm not sure what you meant with the forest, but I'd still like to help that farmer if we come across him.
Yes, that's fine. Just we shouldn't overlook our primary purpose here for the sake of helping every lost cause.
My thoughts is the farmer went after the pig, so they probably picked him up in the field of grass because he is on 2 feet and standing upright and over the grass. So they probably would have seen him and picked him up.
Mhm.
So
There's a
hopefully
good chance of that.
Because if he's not back yet, he's either dead or taken.
That's a good point. if we follow the bandits, we might find the farmer.
We can always bash
Okay.
a couple and find out if they've got the farmer.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
I'll
good.
lay a hand on Esteban and say, Esteban, how does stabbing some ne'er-do-wells sound to you today?
Esteban
You're
Montague Garcia Esteban Montague Garcia IV was muted for a minute, but Esteban Montague Garcia IV is always down for stabbing ne'er-do-wells. Point
Perfect.
the
It sounds
way,
like-
young Tom, and I shall stab at them.
All right. It sounds like we may have a chance today.
Excellent.
All right, and I'll remove my hand again, and we'll get ready to move after these bandits, I guess.
All right, so the five of you begin tracking down the bandits, heading out past the farmland into the sea of grass, and tracking your way east. And with that, we've hit another hour, so why don't we take our break here, and we will come back as you track these bandits down in about 5 minutes. We'll see you guys then. Peace, everybody.